it blows my mind that it's like that. But religion, I feel like, is one of the biggest things that divide people, and it's really sad. I also think outdated stereotypes divide people as well. Divide them as well. So it's a lot. It's people in general, people with insecurity issues, people with anxiety, and people that don't know how to process that emotion, people who are sad. It's just like we're not accepting of ourselves, so we're not accepting of others, and it shows like hard. And we can put it behind whatever we want, but it's us as people that cause this problem, and it needs to be addressed sooner or later. And people are scared to address it because they don't want to feel that uncomfortable moment of being embarrassed and being put on the spot and being told like, hey, this part about you isn't okay, or it needs work. And we don't want to hear that. And we don't want to hear that we're not this great individual. And we get defensive, we come up with coping mechanisms that aren't healthy, and we separate ourselves from other people or try to put ourselves above other people. And it's really sad, especially for the fact we all came from a vagina. We all started out the same way. Like,
It was very equal then.
so it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, again, this goes back to the existential topic. When your third eye opens, you realize how quickly everything means, and it's so little. We mean so little individually. By ourselves, we are just like one little tiny ant in the colony. And I think if more people saw themselves like that and saw the way everything, it would be a lot different.
Yeah, I think there's an element of that. So what I think of when you say like that third eye opening was like experiences with psilocybin, where like the chemical helps separate like your ego from the rest of your personality, so you kind of get that sense of self taken away for a little bit, and you become really really aware of the way you fit into your community and your place in the world or the universe. Most times, like we're talking about watching like nature shows that zoom out to see the whole galaxy, and you're like, okay, I am kind of part of that, but also like what kind of part am I? So like you can still have a significant part and recognize that ultimately it's a very small blip on the radar of the human experience.
It
And it still
really,
doesn't mean that you don't matter, but it does mean that you understand how much more you matter to others around you as well, because we're all in the same kind of position. And it's not a good position or a bad position. It's where we are, and you can make it better. You can make it good for those around you, depending on whether you want to walk through it as a selfish cunt the entire time, or you want to try to make life 10% better for somebody else.
yeah. Honestly, when you're talking about that, it brings up like a lot of just like issues that we're having right now, like the issue of race. And I've never understood it, but maybe it's just coming from a place where I've been slowly educated on the subject, but like people making decisions based off of someone's skin color, and you just look at them like it doesn't really, it like it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, you're choosing something so stupid to judge someone off of. But I don't know, man. Like, that's, it terrifies me in the fact that I have to battle that part where it's just like, do I matter or don't I matter? Because my actions can spread such a huge ripple wave into other people's lives. But if I'm such a small speck of dust on the face of the earth, does it really matter what I fucking do or what I fucking say?
I
And it's like,
think if
it's
you add,
terrifying.
yeah, so I would say it's definitely terrifying. Like brings on nihilism like crazy, thinking things like that for sure. But I think the best way that I've been able to manage, like when I have those "do I matter" thoughts, is to add "to whom" to the end of it.
Yeah, because
Because I
that's
think
probably what
about,
people.
yeah, because I think about the way like, okay, well, if I don't feel like I matter, well, the people definitely matter to me. Maybe I matter to other people too, and maybe the way I behave and carry myself through this life that I'm having an existential crisis about, maybe the way I carry myself through this is going to be impactful for somebody else. Maybe it'll help them live their life through this weird experience a little bit better.
Yeah.
Maybe it can, it's like that, that chain reaction that a smile can give to someone having a bad day.
Yeah.
I know it's super cheesy shit, but I mean, like, if you don't have this kind of
No, like,
hope, what's the point? You know, that's the only way to really combat that kind of nihilism. And it's like totally legitimate too. Like, my life is like infinitely better because of the people that I'm around and the appreciation that flows back and forth.